If you own a Subaru, stop what you're doing and listen carefully. There's a critical issue affecting thousands of Outbacks, Foresters, and Crosstreks right now. An issue that starts small, seems harmless, but cascades into catastrophic engine failure. I've seen it destroy engines in as little as 20,000 miles. Last week alone, 3 Subarus came into my shop with the exact same problem. All 3 needed complete engine replacements costing $6,500 to $8,000. Every single one was preventable with a $60 fix. The owners had no idea anything was wrong until it was too late. No warning lights, no obvious symptoms, just sudden catastrophic failure. Here's the terrifying part. Your Subaru might have this problem developing right now, and if you don't address it immediately, you're gambling with your engine's life. Today, I'm exposing the critical issue Subaru doesn't adequately warn owners about. I'll show you how to check if your car is affected and exactly how to fix it before disaster strikes. Keep watching, because ignoring this could cost you thousands in repairs within months. Let's get into this urgent issue. The problem: PCV system failure leading to engine destruction. The critical issue I'm talking about is complete PCV system failure, and it's happening on 2010 to 2020 Subarus at an alarming rate. The PCV, positive crankcase ventilation, system recycles combustion gases from the crankcase. When it fails, pressure builds up inside your engine. This pressure forces oil past seals, floods the intake system, and eventually destroys internal components. Here's why this is so dangerous. The failure happens gradually and silently. No check engine light appears in early stages. No obvious symptoms until severe damage occurs. By the time you notice problems, expensive damage is done. The PCV valve is a $15 part, but when it fails, it triggers a cascade of expensive failures. Rear main seal blows out from pressure, $800 to $1,200 repair. Turbo inlet gets flooded with oil, $1,500 to $2,500 turbo replacement. Intake valves get coated with oil and carbon, $600 to $800 carbon cleaning. Piston rings stick from oil contamination, $3,000 to $5,000 engine work. Eventually, complete engine failure requiring replacement. I've tracked this issue for 3 years now. It's affecting primarily 2011 to 2015 Forester 2.5-liter engines, 2013 to 2018 Outback 2.5-liter engines, 2012 to 2016 Impreza 2.0-liter engines, 2015 to 2020 WRX 2.0-liter turbo engines. If you own one of these, pay very close attention. Warning signs you can't ignore. Here are the symptoms that indicate your PCV system is failing or has failed. If you notice any of these, address it immediately. Increasing oil consumption, burning more than 1 quart every 3,000 miles. Oil consumption that gets progressively worse. This indicates excessive crankcase pressure forcing oil into combustion chambers. Oil residue in the intake system. Remove your air intake tube and look inside. If you see oil coating the inside, you have PCV problems. Oil shouldn't be anywhere near the intake. Rough idle that gets worse over time. Engine shakes or runs unevenly at stoplights. Idle RPM fluctuates randomly. This comes from oil contaminating the intake manifold and throttle body. Blue smoke from the exhaust on startup, especially noticeable on cold mornings. The smoke clears after a few minutes of running. This is oil burning in the cylinders from PCV pressure. Oil leaking from the rear of the engine. Puddles or drips under the car after parking. Oil staining on the bell housing or transmission. Excessive pressure blows out the rear main seal. Check engine light with specific codes. P0171, P0172, fuel trim codes from oil contamination, P0300 to P0304, misfire codes from oil-fouled plugs, P0420, catalytic converter from oil burning, Turbo whistling or unusual noises, turbocharged models. High-pitched whining that changes with RPM indicates turbo bearings damage from oil starvation. Excessive crankcase pressure test. Remove the oil filler cap while engine is idling. If you feel strong suction or pressure, the PCV is clogged. Normal operation should feel neutral. If you have 2 or more of these symptoms, your PCV system needs immediate attention. How to inspect your PCV system right now. Don't wait for a mechanic, check this yourself today. This inspection takes 15 minutes and requires no special tools. Step 1. Check the PCV valve. Open the hood and locate the PCV valve. It's usually in the valve cover, a small cylindrical component. Remove it by pulling or twisting depending on model. Shake the valve vigorously. You should hear a distinct rattle inside. If it doesn't rattle, the valve is stuck and failed. If it rattles, it might still be clogged internally. Step 2. Inspect all PCV hoses. Follow the hoses from the valve cover to the intake manifold. Look for cracks, splits, or collapsed sections. Squeeze the hoses. They should be firm, not soft and squishy. Any damaged hoses cause vacuum leaks and system failure. Step 3. Check for oil in the intake system. Disconnect the air intake tube from the throttle body. Use a flashlight to look inside the intake manifold. Any oil coating or puddles indicate PCV problem. The intake should be completely dry. Step 4. Examine the throttle body. Look at the throttle plate inside the throttle body. Heavy black carbon buildup indicates oil contamination. This comes from failed PCV allowing oil into intake. Step 5. Check the oil separator if equipped. Many 2010 plus Subarus have an oil separator in the PCV system. It's usually on the passenger side of the engine. Look for oil weeping around the gasket. Clogs in the separator cause pressure buildup. Step 6. Test crankcase pressure. With engine at idle, slowly remove the oil filler cap. Feel for pressure escaping or suction pulling. Strong pressure indicates severe PCV blockage. Neutral pressure is normal. If any of these checks fail, you need immediate PCV service. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. The complete fix. What needs to be done? Here's exactly what a proper PCV system service includes. Don't let a shop cut corners. Insist on the complete job. Replace the PCV valve. Always use OEM Subaru PCV valves. Aftermarket valves often have incorrect flow rates. The OEM valve is specifically calibrated for your engine's crankcase volume. Generic valves might flow too much or too little air. This causes either excessive pressure or vacuum leaks. Neither is acceptable for long-term reliability. Cost: $15 to $25 for the part. Replace all PCV hoses and grommets. Every single rubber line in the system needs replacement. Old hoses crack internally where you can't see damage. They look fine from the outside but leak air on the inside. Even tiny cracks cause vacuum leaks that confuse the engine management system. This triggers check engine lights and poor running. The grommets that seal hose connections also deteriorate over time. They become hard and brittle, allowing air to escape. Replace everything for a leak-free system. Cost: $30 to $50 for all hoses and grommets. Clean or replace the oil separator. Remove the separator and inspect carefully for clogs. Some separators can be disassembled and cleaned thoroughly. Soak them in degreaser and blow out all passages with compressed air. Others are sealed units that require complete replacement. A clogged separator is often the root cause of the entire problem. It blocks crankcase ventilation, causing pressure to build dangerously. This is what forces oil past seals and into the intake. Cost: $40 to $80 for new separator if cleaning isn't possible. Clean the intake manifold thoroughly. Remove the manifold completely from the engine. You'll need to disconnect vacuum lines, sensors, and fuel injectors. Take photos before disassembly so you remember where everything goes. Soak the manifold overnight in industrial-strength degreaser like Purple Power. Use a stiff brush to scrub away all oil deposits and carbon buildup. Pay special attention to the small passages and ports. These collect the most contamination and restrict airflow severely. Rinse thoroughly with water and let it dry completely before reinstalling. Use new gaskets for all mating surfaces. Never reuse old gaskets, they won't seal properly the second time. Cost: $40 to $60 in gaskets and cleaner. Clean the throttle body. Remove it completely from the intake manifold. Spray liberally with dedicated throttle body cleaner. Never use carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner on throttle bodies. These harsh chemicals damage the special coating on the throttle plate. Use a soft brush or cloth to scrub away carbon and oil buildup. The throttle plate should move freely without any sticking. If it sticks even slightly, clean it more thoroughly. After cleaning, perform a throttle position sensor relearn. This teaches the computer the new clean position of the throttle plate. Cost: $10 to $15 in cleaner and gasket. Replace the air filter. Oil contamination completely ruins air filters. The filter media gets saturated and can't trap dirt anymore. Install a fresh, high-quality filter after PCV repair. This ensures clean air enters the newly cleaned intake system. Cost: $15 to $25. Change engine oil and filter. Fresh oil is essential after fixing PCV problems. The old oil is heavily contaminated from the pressure issues. It contains fuel, moisture, and combustion byproducts. Running this contaminated oil any longer defeats the purpose of the repair. Use quality full synthetic oil in the correct viscosity. Replace the filter with an OEM or premium filter. Cost: $40 to $60. Total parts cost for complete service: $190 to $285. Labor, if done professionally, $300 to $500. This includes 4 to 6 hours of work for a thorough job. Total shop cost: $500 to $800. DIY cost: $200 to $300 in parts, 4 to 6 hours of time on a weekend. You'll need basic hand tools and a repair manual for your specific model. Compare this to $6,500 for engine replacement, or even $3,500 for a used engine with installation. The preventive service is literally 10% of the replacement cost. The math is obvious and the decision should be easy. Why this problem is getting worse? PCV failures are increasing, and here's why. Extended oil change intervals. Subaru recommends 6,000-mile changes. Many owners stretch to 7,500 or even 10,000 miles. Dirty oil accelerates PCV valve clogging. Direct injection engines. Fuel doesn't wash intake valves like port injection. Carbon accumulates faster, clogging PCV passages. Turbocharged engines run hotter. Heat breaks down PCV components faster. Rubber hoses deteriorate quickly in high-heat environments. Short trip driving patterns. Engines that never fully warm up. Moisture and fuel contaminate oil. This sludge clogs the PCV system rapidly. Subaru's engineering choices. Smaller, more efficient PCV components. Less margin for error before clogging occurs. Lack of preventive maintenance. Most owners never service PCV until failure. The system needs attention every 60,000 miles. These factors combine to create a perfect storm. More PCV failures than ever before. The models most at risk. While all Subarus can develop PCV problems, certain models are extremely vulnerable. Highest risk models: 2011 to 2015. Forester 2.5-liter non-turbo. Notorious for oil consumption from PCV failure. Often burns 1 quart per 1,500 miles. 2013 to 2018. Outback 2.5-liter. Same engine as Forester. Same problems. Extended warranty exists for oil consumption. 2015 to 2020. WRX 2.0-liter turbo. Turbo compounds PCV stress. Failures lead to expensive turbo damage. 2012 to 2016 Impreza. 2.0-liter FB20 engine prone to PCV issues. Often shows symptoms around 80,000 miles. Medium risk models. 2010 to 2014 Legacy 2.5-liter. Less common but still affected. Usually develops problems after 100,000 miles. 2014 to 2018 Forester 2.0-liter turbo. Turbo models more susceptible. Watch for oil in intercooler. Lower risk but not immune. 2019 plus models with updated PCV design. Subaru addressed some issues in newer engines, but problems still occur, just less frequently. Any model past 100,000 miles. Age and mileage increase PCV failure risk. All Subarus need periodic PCV service. Check your VIN and model year. If you're in the high-risk category, inspect immediately. What happens if you ignore this? Let me paint you a picture of the progression. This is what happens when you ignore PCV problems. Stage 1. Mild oil consumption, 0 to 20,000 miles of neglect. Burning 1 quart every 3,000 miles. Slightly rough idle. No check engine light yet. Cost to fix at this stage $200 to $400. Stage 2. Significant problems, 20,000 to 40,000 miles of neglect. Burning 1 quart every 1,500 miles. Check engine light with misfire codes. Oil leaking from rear main seal. Blue smoke on startup. Cost to fix $1,500 to $2,500 includes seal replacement. Stage 3. Severe damage, 40,000 to 60,000 miles of neglect. Burning 1 quart every 500 to 1,000 miles. Constant misfires and rough running. Major oil leaks. Turbo damage on turbocharged models. Catalytic converter contaminated from oil. Cost to fix $3,500 to $5,000. Multiple systems damaged. Stage 4. Catastrophic failure. 60,000 plus miles of neglect. Engine seized from oil starvation. Complete loss of power. Internal bearing damage. Scored cylinder walls. Cost to fix $6,500 to $8,500. Engine replacement only option. I've seen all 4 stages in my shop. Every single owner wishes they'd acted earlier. Don't let this be your story. Take action today. Here's your action plan right now. Step 1. Inspect your PCV system this weekend. Use the inspection procedure I outlined earlier. Takes 15 minutes, costs nothing. Step 2. If you find problems, schedule service immediately. Don't wait for a better time. Every mile you drive makes it worse. Step 3. If inspection looks okay, schedule preventive service anyway. If you're over 60,000 miles, service it preventively. Much cheaper than waiting for failure. Step 4. Change your oil more frequently going forward. Every 3,500 to 4,000 miles, no exceptions. Clean oil prevents PCV clogging. Step 5. Monitor oil consumption monthly. Check your dipstick every time you fill up. Increasing consumption is your early warning. Step 6. Share this information with other Subaru owners. Friends, family, co-workers with Subarus. This problem is affecting thousands of vehicles. Your quick action today prevents years of problems tomorrow. Why Subaru isn't more vocal about this? You might wonder why Subaru doesn't issue recalls or major warnings. Several reasons. It's considered a maintenance item. Subaru classifies PCV as consumable like air filters. They expect owners to service it periodically. No regulation requires warnings. Unless it's a safety recall, manufacturers aren't required to notify owners. PCV problems don't cause immediate danger, just expensive repairs later. Extended warranties cover some cases. Subaru extended coverage for oil consumption. This addresses symptoms without admitting design flaws. Financial implications. Acknowledging widespread PCV issues would cost billions. Easier to handle cases individually than issue recalls. Dealer service revenue. PCV failures generate service department income. There's no financial incentive to prevent them. But you deserve to know the truth. This problem is real. It's widespread. and it's expensive. Take action now before you become another statistic. Your Subaru's PCV system is a ticking time bomb. When it fails, it triggers cascading damage that destroys engines. The failure is silent, progressive, and catastrophic, but it's also completely preventable with simple maintenance. Inspect your system today, address any problems immediately, and service it preventively. Do this, and you'll avoid becoming one of the thousands of Subaru owners facing $6,500 engine replacements. The choice is yours: $200 to $400 in prevention or $6,500 in repairs. I know which one makes more sense. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.